there's the entire build in 25 seconds. But if you want to see more details, then hang around and watch the rest. Yesterday I needed to go get some old oil field pipe. I bought some from a company, and well, kind of one of those things, when you buy it you need to go get it right away, right? But ever since I got this big international truck back in 2011, I have been wanting to make pipe hangers for the side of it. There's many times, like when I'm building corral or something, I just want to take a few pieces of pipe with me or move pipe on site. And you know, a lot of times I just drag it around if I'm on site. Not always the best thing to do. So it's been on my wish list for, what, 8 years now, I guess? So, time to get it done. I decided just to make a little drawing, took some measurements, sketched some stuff out real quick on, you know, pen and paper, and just went and cut all the pieces out. I was trying to multitask, make better use of my time, so I didn't intend the bandsaw and the blade popped off. Well, there's my welding. I stacked a few on top here to get it up on top of this pipe here. This pipe, because you know, this cap is just welded onto this pipe, and after grinding, this cap is not welded on this pipe very good at all. It is full of porosity in this weld here, and a lot of rust came out. So they just used some scrap oil filled pipe and didn't do a very good job of cleaning where they're going to weld. So let's see, I think I just did 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's another one under that one. So stack it on, get it over onto the pipe here, and just went downhill on the side here. You know, I'm sure the first bump I hit will fall off since it's a downhill weld, right? And I really don't think it needs it, but I decided to go ahead and put this leftover square tubing over the upright here. The biggest reason I'm doing it is I need a stop to keep the square tubing from just falling on out the bottom, if you know what I mean. And I had this left over, so I just drilled a couple holes in it so I could do some rosette welds, and I figured out a little bit of strength to it too. But I had to bring it here inside the shop to weld on it because the wind has really kicked up. You know, it is Kansas, and you can probably hear it, I don't know. And so, you know, I had to find a little spot out of the wind where I can weld. And to make sure I had this assembled right, I put a couple witness marks on here. Let's see how she fits. Perfect. That's awesome. The reason I went so wide in here is that's 9 inches, so if I get 3 of the 2 7/8 pipes, hopefully I can stack them up in there 3 wide. I don't know, because sometimes with the collars and stuff you can't get them to actually touch because it's upset tubing. You know, the ends are swelled up with bigger collars on them. So may or may not work to get 3 of them in there side by side. Don't know how much I can carry on the side of this truck. Probably quite a bit. For the sake of simplicity and time saving, I decided to just go ahead and make the back hanger bolt on to the back of the bed. It's the correct height to clear the front tire. Obviously the pipe doesn't need to clear the back tire, but it needs to clear the front tire in order for me to steer. So it needs to be at this height. But the downside to it is it puts my pipe hangers 24 feet apart, which is fine for getting oil-filled tubing, because oil-filled tubing is often around 32 feet long, so it fits in there no problem. But if I want to go get sucker rod is actually often between 22 and 24 foot long, so that's really not going to fit in there. I mean, it'll catch if they're 24 footers, but it'll just flop out in the middle. I guarantee you won't stay in there at all. So what I'm thinking about doing is just making a third hanger that goes in front of the rear tire somewhere. But I'm not going to mess with that right now because I'm just going and getting pipe. So that will be a future build. I just wanted to let you know that having these, the front and back of the truck, is too far apart, but it was a simple solution for now. Also, you might notice that the bed has been cut to make clearance for the tires ever since I put these super singles on. By the way, I'm absolutely loving these tires. Huge amounts of traction. Oh my word. I'm killing the truck all the time when I start out now, because when I let off the clutch, the tires don't slip. The thing grabs and end up killing the engine. I've been through several mud holes over this summer, and this thing has powered through. I have not got this truck stuck once since I put these tires on. So these things are awesome. Loving them. And anyway, back to the bed though. If you notice, I did cut out the arc. I'm working on a video for that. And I also have put on some strap iron and followed the curve of where I cut it out and basically made, I guess you call them fender flares almost. So someday you'll see a video on all of that. I also put this little angle iron on there. That way it would hold itself in the pocket. So when I set it up there before I get the bolts in, I can just drop it in that pocket. That angle iron will hold it. Plus it'll hold a little bit of weight that way too. I did not get any footage of loading the pipe at the oil well pump jack that we went and got this stuff from. I have just a little bit of where I briefly panned around with the camera, real shaky like, and as soon as I set the camera down on the back of the truck, it shut off. However, a few days later, I went to another place by myself and did get that on camera. So here's some footage from a different place of me struggling in weeds and by myself to load this pipe up onto these hangers. They're quite a ways up in the air. Makes it a little bit cumbersome to do by myself. I really want to paint these things. I do know that painting makes everything look better. Paint is a used equipment salesman's best friend. I'll probably go with some really bright color, probably yellow, caution yellow I'm thinking, because I really want them to be visible. I did paint the pipe part and receiver part of this front bumper on my truck. So went ahead and painted it black again. I did not paint up here because I didn't have enough paint to do that. And also, I'm thinking about painting this part up here white and this pipe part blue. And I really want to put some kind of chain gizmo on it. Kind of like in a pipe vise, you know, they have the chain that goes over the top. I'm thinking something like that would be really nice on here, but I don't know. So I'm just going to release this video in the unfinished stage because I have no idea when I'm getting back to this project. So someday in the future, I don't know, 5-6 years from now, I'll have an update video on what I do with these. So I got lots of other videos coming. I've got so many on my computer right now that I need to just edit. I could literally use a week probably maybe even longer, of just editing videos and getting them put out. So I'm trying not to complain, but I'm just saying hang around because there's a lot more to come in videos. It's just going to take me a while to get there and get them all put out right now. And since you all like seeing me drive across the plains of Kansas, here's a little bit of footage of me driving back home from that location.